Hello and welcome back to Tommy Does Crypto. In today's video we're going to be discussing the latest alpha and news surrounding Kaspa and its KRC20 as well as its new Crescendo Roadmap as we look to hard fork the mainnet to an unbelievably fast 10 block per second speeds. If you do enjoy the video, please do leave a like and subscribe with bell notifications on to be notified every single time I upload. Before we dive into Kaspa, as usual, let's take a look at the wider market and the Bitcoin price action. As I laid out in my last video, on a more macro level, I've come up with two possible scenarios that will take place within the next few months. We will either see scenario 1 break out of this huge bull flag, finding a new all-time high and into price discovery before the end of the year, or scenario 2, we will find a new local low sub 49k, likely between 48 and 42k dollars, amidst the fears of a global recession and other stock market news. Looking on a more shorter time period now, and as you can see, we are still in this consolidation region between 58 and 61k following our big recovery after the global stock market dip on August the 2nd, which had been a result of the Japanese yen carry trade as well as fears of an economic recession, particularly in America. I do believe, however, that this current accumulation zone resembles this continuation pattern that we saw here in May, and therefore one likely scenario here is that we continue on this bullish uptrend, potentially looking to reach 64k in the short term. Although, do take into consideration the fact that if any major fundamental news does emerge, whether that be crypto-related or wider political or economic news, it could create fear and affect price action at these uncertain times, which would result in further decline down to a short-term target of maybe 56k instead. In terms of the ETF inflows, and Bitcoin has been seeing a nice steady rate of inflows this week of between 30 and 90 million each day, so it's clear that Wall Street is taking advantage of these prices despite the market uncertainty. For the Ethereum ETFs, on the other hand, the last week of trading has been consistent red days as Grayscale continue their selling, meanwhile the other institutions are buying very little, if any. So at the moment it is clear which is the favourite between Ethereum and Bitcoin among Wall Street. And the BTC versus Ethereum chart demonstrates that for the last 2 years Bitcoin has been the stronger asset and continuously outperforms Ether. Right, now on to Kaspa, and in the last couple days some massive news just dropped. The Kaspa Crescendo Roadmap. Effectively, this is the roadmap which outlines the steps of the lightning fast 10 block per second speeds being integrated into Kaspa's mainnet, which should hopefully occur at some point next year. For those of you that don't know already, the block speed or block time is simply the frequency the blocks are added to the blockchain network. For Bitcoin, it currently takes 10 minutes or 600 seconds for one new block to be added to its blockchain. That's snail pace is extremely slow, which suggests why Bitcoin just isn't scalable enough. Ethereum is faster with a new block added every 13 seconds, but still is relatively slow. However, as a result of Kaspa's innovative block DAG, it currently takes 1 second for every new block to be added to Kaspa's network. This is because the network takes advantage of orphan blocks to create this web-like, super fast DAG structure. But on January the 7th, Kaspa began operating at a whopping 10 blocks per second on its testnet, which was completed a few months ago, and this marks the beginning of the Crescendo Roadmap for implementation onto Kaspa's mainnet. Since testnet deployment, the developers have been working hard to identify bottlenecks and optimize performance, completing step 2 of the roadmap already. The next step, which is ongoing right now and expected to be completed in 2 months from now, is the iterative improvements which will make sure that the minimal specs are low and affordable enough to maintain decentralization for the mainnet nodes. Following that, they will be enhancing the user experience for the node operators, and then in December and January of 2025, additional features will be hard forked onto the testnet. And finally, there will be a feature freeze, followed by implementation of the hard fork transitioning version, deploying that into the testnet, and then finally hard forking the mainnet and achieving 10 block per second speeds on the mainnet. By the way, the term hard fork simply just refers to a community agreed change to the consensus protocol. As a Kaspa investor, given that 2025 will be the year of the next major crypto bull market, Kas achieving 10 block per second speeds before the end of the bull run will be exceptionally beneficial for the protocol, since it highlights Kaspa's lightning fast speeds and scalability. 10 BPS speeds for a purely proof of work coin is a revolutionary technological advancement, proving to an even more clear extent than now that for the first time in the history of cryptocurrency, we have finally found a coin that has solved the blockchain trilemma. So do not miss out on this massive opportunity to buy Kaspa so early before 10 BPS is even integrated with its mainnet, particularly when we are at such a cheap price at around 16 cents. Moving now on to some more bullish news, and on Saturday the 17th of October, we received an update from the Casplex team co-founder, Chris Kang. He tweeted that large-scale final testing of the KRC is about to begin, suggesting that very soon we'll be seeing KRC20 back in the beta in preparation for its official launch. Now, for those who have complained about the fact that it has taken too long for them to re-release the KRC20 beta, you must understand that timing is everything, and the Casplex team will be looking to tactically launch the KRC20 at the perfect time in order to take advantage of greater liquidity within the crypto space, so that these meme coins being built on the KRC20 get major attention and all eyes on them. Once the KRC20 does launch, it will no doubt be a perfect time to get in on these meme coins early and at the bottom. And you could argue that holding Kaspa meme coins could act almost as a leveraged Kaspa play, since they will closely be tied to the performance of Kaspa, and therefore if you pick the correct ones, they should theoretically skyrocket at the same time when Kaspa is pumping. You do have to remember though that these Kaspa meme coins are high risk investments, particularly since they are part of a brand new ecosystem. Buying meme coins is effectively a form of gambling, so you have to be very careful when you're investing in them. As always, I would suggest if you have the available cash, you cannot go wrong with buying more Kaspa, as ultimately it is the best protocol in the entire market right now. But if you are very satisfied with the size of your Kaspa bag, if you would like to, a tiny percentage in my opinion, no more than 5% of your portfolio, could be diverted into a handful of KRC20 meme coins in order to have some kind of leveraged Kaspa play. For those of you who store your Kaspa on Tangem like me, we have had hints over on Twitter that they will be supporting the new KRC20 tokens, likely soon after the KRC20 is released and functioning smoothly. It also goes without saying that stablecoins on the KRC20 are a terrifically bullish factor. It will make Kaspa's network a direct competitor to chains such as Tron and Solana, and ultimately increase Kaspa's real use case adoption, since it will likely result in more users utilizing Kaspa's lightning-fast block DAG network in order to send their USDT and USDC to other addresses within a blink of an eye. Now, just as I'm recording this video, I've had news that Binance is hosting a live Kaspa session to talk about mining Kaspa at 12 UTC time on the day that you should be watching this. Obviously, this clearly builds on Binance's previous announcement that their mining pool now supported Kaspa, suggesting a spot listing is guaranteed to be on its way very soon. So stay tuned for more updates on that by subscribing to my channel. Ultimately, while the Kaspa price remains to be boring and flat below 17 cents, the fundamental news keeps stacking up. And once Bitcoin sees a next surge above 63k, it could act as a catalyst for Kaspa to begin attempting to retest its all-time high once again, and hopefully smashing straight through it into a new major peak above 40 cents as per my Kaspa fractal. If you haven't already, do watch my last video where I talk about how Kaspa continues to follow the power law with staggering accuracy despite the recent dip. If you're new here, please subscribe. I have a big video out next week on Michael Saylor and Bitcoin, so turn on bell notifications so you're notified when that drops. As you guys know, my private Patreon and Discord group will be available to join for a monthly fee very soon, so if you're interested in that, do let me know in the comments. Anyway, thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.